Hey everyone, it is Wednesday, April 15th, and we are here on our second day this week to talk about the new book, Wayside School Gets a Little Stranger. Just to let you guys know, I am going to be surprise delivering those books that I showed you yesterday. Everyone's going to get those 5 books. They're yours to keep. You won't have to give them back. The ones you do have to give back are all of the ones that have my name on them and any levels on them. The ones that I gave to you before y'all left for all of this. We're going to coordinate times to get those books back to me. But just keep reading for right now, and you're going to have new books to read. I delivered a couple new ones today to some friends. So everyone will be getting those books to have and to read and enjoy. And they'll be yours to keep. So be on the lookout for that. I'll let your parents know when I leave them at either your mailbox or in front of your door, so that you can check them out. So let's get started. Today's chapter, we are starting Wayside School Gets a Little Stranger, and today is chapter 1. It is called Explanation. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. For 243 days, a lonely sign hung on the front of the old school building. Wayside School, closed for repair. On some days, a child would come, look at the sign, then sadly walk away. Lewis watched them come and go, but he never said hi to them. He hid when they came. It was his job to repair the school. Lewis used to be the art teacher at Wayside School. He passed out the balls and played with the kids at recess and lunch. When the school closed, the children were sent to other schools. Horrible schools. No 2 kids were sent to the same school. Lewis was afraid he'd cry if he talked to them. But he worked hard. For 242 days, he pushed and pulled, shoveled and mopped. He never left the building. At night, he slept on the couch in the teacher's lounge on the 12th floor. Some days it seemed hopeless. The worst part was the smell. He often had to run and stick his head out a window to get a breath of fresh air. But whenever he felt like quitting, he thought about those poor kids stuck in those horrible schools, and he just worked harder. And at least 243 days later, the school was ready to open. Well, almost ready. There was one little problem. Suddenly, from somewhere inside the building, or maybe just inside his head, Lewis heard a loud moo. He put his hands over his ears and said, "I don't hear it, I don't hear it, I don't hear it," until the mooing stopped. He had scrubbed and polished every inch of Wayside School. There were no cows anywhere. He was sure of it. Still, every once in a while, he heard something go moo, or at least he thought he did. He took the sign off the door. But before you enter, you should know something about Wayside School. Wayside School is a 30-story building with 1 room on each floor, except there is no 19th story. Mrs. Jules teaches the class on the 30th story. Ms. Zarves teaches the class on the 19th story. There is no Miss Zarves. Understand? Good. Explain it to me. "Lewis!" someone shouted. He turned to see a red and blue overcoat running toward him. "Hi, Sherry," he said. He couldn't see her face, but he knew she had to be somewhere inside the coat. Sherry jumped into his arms. "I bet you're glad to be back," said Lewis. "You bet," said Sherry. "Now I can finally get some sleep." All around the playground, old friends were getting back together. "Hi, old pal," said John. "Hey, good buddy," said Joe. "BB," yelled Calvin from one side of the playground. "Calvin!" shouted BB from the other. They ran and smashed into each other. "Hi, Eric, good to see you," said Eric. "Hey, good to see you too," said Eric. "Oh, look, there's Eric." "Hi, Eric. Hi, Eric. Hi, Eric." "Hey, Eric." Even Kathy said hello to everybody. "Hey, Big Ears," she said to Myron as she slapped him on the back. "What's happening, Smelly?" she asked Damien. "You didn't have to take a bath for 243 days, did you?" "Hi, Allison. Did you get uglier while you were away, or were you always this ugly and I just forgot?" "That's a nice sweater, Kathy," said Allison, who always tried to say something nice. Kathy moved on to Terrence. "I'm sure glad to see you, Terrence," she said. "You are?" asked Terrence. "Yes," said Kathy. "I thought you'd be in jail by now." Todd came running across the playground. "Hi, Todd," shouted Sherry right in Lewis's ear. Todd kept running. "Hey, Todd," called Jason. "Good to see you." "Hi, Todd," called Myron and DJ. But Todd didn't answer. He just kept running until he reached the school building. Then he kissed Wayside School. Out of all the schools, Todd had been sent to the very worst one. It was awful. The first thing he had to do every morning was, wait a second, I don't have to tell you. You already know. Todd was sent to your school. All right, isn't that a funny joke? Our school's not terrible, but in this book, they like to make you think that any school is terrible. Tomorrow's chapter is going to be chapter 2, a message from the principal. We all know the principal is a little weird. I do want to share with you guys, I heard today from Miss Walk, the principal, that our last day, official day of school for you guys, where you're not going to have to do any more work, and summer for you begins, is May 8th. So if you want to put that on your calendar, if you don't, because it's going to make you sad, May 8th is when we are going to be done with our distance learning and your school year is going to be done. I'll be in touch with your parents to tell them about all the stuff that I heard today. But May 8th is going to be your official last day of school. And hopefully this summer we'll get together sometime and I'll be able to see you and we can see each other and have one last fun get together, even if it's just small groups of you, before you guys are going on to 3rd grade. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Be here for the next chapter and keep reading, guys. Keep reading.